You would never go back to making Oha the same way you do after making this recipe. This Oha soup is just the bomb. That is literally the only way I can explain it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be showing you how to make this mind-blowing Oha soup. Let's go to it. So first things first, you want to start with any protein of your choice. I used cow head for this. Then this is just some banga extract, that is palm kernel extract, and some fresh Oha leaf. If you have access to dry one, you can also use that, but I think you need to soak it first. And then this is already some blended cocoyam. Yes, blended. I have the recipe on my YouTube shorts of how to blend with your blender instead of pounding, and look at how smooth it is, and it came out very, very smooth. Anyway, we digress. This is just some stockfish flesh, that's okporoko flesh I'm using, and then a little bit of banla fish, smoked hick fish, and this is uziza leaf, chopped and washed already. I like to prep everything for my soup before I start cooking. That is why all the ingredients are shown like this and not raw or like in bulk. Anyway, you also need a little bit of palm oil, and this is the brand I love the most because it's so nice. So my meat, because I was using cow head, I had to pressure cook this, and I just cooked it till it was almost done. So now I'm adding it back in my pot with the okporoko flesh. Now if you have a problem with extremely soft meat, then you might want to start boiling your meat from scratch, but I love very tender meat, so that is why. So immediately that boils, I added in my banga extract, and as you can see, I poured it in but left out the bottom part just so that those particles don't, enter your food, because they may look very tiny but they actually taste like sand if you eat them. And this Oha soup is very thick and luscious and rich, and in fact it tastes amazing. The most important thing is to use banga extract. Whether you're making bitter leaf soup or you're making Oha soup, always use banga extract, not those thin banga extract. Okay, you can also check my YouTube shorts on how to extract your banga properly. Anyways, now that the banga has boiled, I went on to add cocoyam, the pounded cocoyam, and then this is just some, what's it called, ogili. Exactly, ogili. There is ogili and there is opeye, and they are not the same thing. Opeye is black, while ogili, they call this ogiri miri, so it's watery and is wet than the other one. So I added that and then went in with a lot of crayfish, and this is me just adding in all my ingredients all at once. I also went in with some hot yellow pepper and some hot red pepper. I used both because of the diversity of flavor. They don't taste the same. Both are hot, but they do not taste the same. So if you don't have a problem with spices, then you can add it. I also went in with some non-stock cube, my little oil, and then I cover and let this boil. While that is boiling, I went to prep my leaves, and these are just the Oha leaves. Oha leaves are always soft, so you do not need them finely chopped the way you do ugu or greens. So I'm just using a scissors to roughly chop this up, and where you use a kitchen scissors is way better than using a knife, or faster rather than using a knife. And I just roughly cut this up into a clean bowl of water to wash them, obviously. But you just want to roughly chop them up. You do not want your leaves too long, and you don't want them overly short, because Oha leaves tend to shrink a lot once it comes in contact with heat, just like greens. So you want them to be visible in your soup. You do not want it to be very scanty. Okay, so that's why you cut them big chunks rather than tiny slices. Anyways, let me know if you love your soup leafy or you just like the right amount. Me, I like the right amount. I don't really like bulky leaves in soup, but some people actually love that, but that's not me. Anyway, back to checking up on our soup, and as you can see, all the cocoyam has already dissolved, and look at how thick and luscious it is. I once had a customer that asked for the soup like this, leaveless, okay, just the base but no leaves at all. and that tasted pretty good actually. So now I added in my uziza. I always add my uziza before my oha because uziza is harder than oha, so it takes more time to cook. And with uziza, you want it to actually cook down because that is when you get the best flavor from it, not when it's leafy and chewy. So after my uziza, then I add my banla fish, reason being that banla fish is so soft to use, and I'm not a fan of fish, in case you noticed. So I don't like when they are all breaked up because I like to avoid them for my personal plates of food. I put them for any other person, but I don't put them for my personal consumption. Anyways, now I am making my semo. This is what they call multitasking, because why should your soup be ready before you make your swallow? It does not make sense. So always know when to make your swallow so that both get ready on time and you can eat it hot. Anyway, that's just my personal preference, but you can always do whatever you want. And I feel like I make the best swallow there is. Just let me know if you want a recipe on how you can achieve lumpless swallow, right? So back to this. By now the uziza leaf has boiled down. As you can see, they are very translucent. You can barely even see them now, and this is the perfect time to add the oha leaf. I just boiled the uziza leaf for barely 5 minutes, just until I finish mixing the swallow for the first turn. Now I'm adding in all my oha leaf all at once, and I'm just going to give this a short stir. You don't want to vigorously mix your oha leaf. There is this I don't know if I should call it a myth within the Igbo culture, that if you turn your uli ede, meaning that any soup that has ede in it, if you stir it before it boils, it's going to spoil. Well, since I started cooking for myself and not my grandparents, I turn my leaves and they don't spoil. So I don't know where the logic behind that comes from, but let me know in the comment section if you've ever heard of that, or if you've ever experienced it. So I let that boil down for just 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all you need. Like I told you, oha leaves are extremely soft, so you do not want a situation where you're overcooking them because they will taste stale instantly. So I just let that boil for just 3 minutes, and look at how luscious it looks. As you can see, the oil are not separating from the soup as it should be. Oha soup is supposed to be buttery, not watery. Okay, so please make your oha like this and let me know in the comment. You can make this for your husband, you can make this for your family, and trust me that everybody is going to bite off their fingers. Let me know in the comment what next you should see me make, and also know that this is the first and maybe the only time you ever see soup on this channel, so enjoy it while it lasts. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.